Thank you for that. It wasn't a very well asked question. So I know that if I elevate the top 90 degrees from the floor, when it falls, it's going to create what? I know that if I elevate 90 degrees from the wall or lower, when it falls, it's going to create a what? And I don't want a line. So how am I going to elevate this top? Diagonal, that's right. So if I take it and I do a diagonal, I'm going to create a much softer line. So going at the high point of her head, okay, bring this up instead of straight up, at an angle, and getting rid of this. Do you notice that when I pull this straight up, look how perfect that looks? Yes? But when I change the elevation, what do I get right here? Heaviness. So I know by going through here, changing the elevation, and just getting rid of this heaviness, that when it falls, I am not going to have that short hair left underneath look. Nothing wrong with the short hair left underneath look. All I'm asking you is be conscious of what you're creating. Okay? So now I'm at the high point of the head. I want to rotate around to the front. So by taking the section, taking little pie sections, being careful not to cut deeper past the roundness of the head, and to take this, create it at a diagonal, and slightly rotate it. By slightly rotating it, I'm moving it in a side-to-side direction. A side-to-side direction creates over-direction. Up and down creates elevation. Say that. Side-to-side creates up and down creates elevation. Okay, right? So I am going elevating side to side. You notice that by turning this corner, this high point of the head is not rotating. The corner of the head is rotating. This is where her ear is. Right by the top of the ear, towards her face, is where the hair starts to get finer and thinner. Am I right? Is there anybody out here with fine hair that has ever gotten face framing layers that after you shook it out and you got home, it was a mullet? Yes? Hey, I love mullets. Of course, I can't have a mullet. Well, I could, but I'm just asking you, if you create a mullet, to do it what? On purpose. Yes. On purpose. Thank you. Okay? So, walking through this section, okay, turn the head, walk me through, my elevation is at a diagonal. Yes? Yes? And then I am what? Am I rotating it this way? Oh, thank you. I'm rotating what? This way? Yes. Okay. And then I can point cut or I can straight cut. I want to point cut to kind of create some texture. And what happens is, I'm not taking this crown really much shorter, but I'm taking that bulk out of the bottom through here, so it changes it and doesn't create such a straight line. So using that same technique towards the front, if I want to take her fringe shorter, has anybody seen that Sandy video where he takes the bang and he twists it?
Yes.
It's awesome, isn't it? It's a great thing to do. It's super fast to create like a little arc technique. You can also create like a slant technique by instead of bringing both sides together. But it's also a really quick way to create a guide. Okay, so I'll give you my version of it. Again, going from the high point of the head, yes? And I'm going to try to do this so you can see it. I love it. She's going to love when she hears me say, I'm going to try to do this. Right? She's all, please. Okay? So, I've got my palm facing me, and what I'm going to do is rotate this half a turn. And then I'm just going to cut it straight down. By rotating it half a turn, which part of the head is traveling further?
The outside.
The outside. So which part of the hair is going to be longer?
The outside.
Nice, yes? So then I let it drop, and what happens is I can get it to just hug nicely around her cheekbones. So to use it as a guide, I take a sliver of the other side. take a diagonal parting to the corner of her eye. I comb this up. My palm is where? Facing me. Rotate. Yes. And cut straight. Let it fall. And when I let it fall, can you see that slope? And what's perfect is I'm going to the corner of her eye. Does everybody have the same bone structure? Right. So I know that this fringe, because I'm going to the corner of her eye, is going to work perfectly when it comes around. And then, if I need to clean it up, I can just easily just kind of go in through here because I've got enough of a segment to make it look nice. How do you like that? Nice, huh? A little bit of principle. A little principle action for you. All right, so Dougie Fresh is going to come up here and he's going to demo the foiling technique. Sounds nice? Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit. Go. Oh, yeah, you guys are fast. Wow. That was fast. Okay, so I'm gonna prep you for Melissa's little bob. Nice? So what I'm doing is, this is my section. And I would write it down or take a photographic memory of it. It's a very fast way to do a bob, and I think you'll like it. Occipital to the corner. Put your hand right your head and feel that little round bones that's below your occipital. Can you feel that? Okay, so it goes from the occipital to those bones. I take my comb and I put it at the point and I lay it right on the head. Where the head leaves the comb is where I separate my top section from the bottom. Then I take a parting going straight across along the bridal ridge of the head. I'm leaving the sides out for a special purpose. I'm leaving the high point of the head out for a special purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my nape section, I'm going to elevate it straight up, and I'm going to cut it horizontal. When I do that, which part of this section is going to be the longest? The bottom. That's exactly true. So I'm going to let that just fall down. I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Okay? I can always go back in and make it shorter. Has anybody ever had their hair cut too short? Right? No, never, right? Never. I've never had my hair. Never. See, we have one here. She's never had her hair cut too short. Oh, thank you. All right. So then what I'm going to do is taking this section, I'm going to over-direct it to the center point. And at this point, I'm going to cut it vertically. I am not going to use the bottom section as a guide. Okay? What's going to happen? You're like, man, her hair's jacked up this. Yep. It's going to be longer towards the sides. Actually, I'm sorry. Doug, I'm bad. I said the wrong thing.
What you say?
I said the wrong thing.
You said the wrong thing?
I said the wrong thing. Don't worry, I didn't cut it, Melissa. I just said it. I didn't do it. Do it. See? It's good to talk it out loud, right? You say it out loud. You're like, oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't do that. No, it's not what I want to do, okay? What I'm going to do is I am going to elevate this up again horizontally above this point, and I'm going to cut it straight across. Again, it's still going to be longer, but I'm elevating above this point. Am I going above a horizontal 90?
Yes.
Yeah.
So does that mean I'm going to have a heavy straight line? Thank you. Okay? Then this is going to fall over, and then I'm going to take a rotating pie section. Neither of these three sections are going to be connected. I know. I'm going to do it.
Do it. You're crazy.
I'm leaving town tomorrow, Melissa. Okay, any questions? Yes? No? Great, it's perfect. These are all your friends standing up for you. So. All right, Doug, how you doing over there?
I'm doing good. All right, guys, so real quick, what I'm going to have Felicia do is go ahead and stand up, tilt your head down a little bit. You guys can see how I'm starting to create a horseshoe shape up here and isolated this section up on top. Go ahead. Creating this line, then what I did was, remember what I said? What kind of angle am I taking? Am I taking a horizontal, vertical, or diagonal? Diagonal, right? Because I want to see more movement with these colors. So as you can tell, I've already finished 2. Now, you get different effects just by diagonals. We have what we call diagonal forward, and we have something called diagonal back. All right? So basically, when you think about foil, when we place it in, if I place a foil in this way, right? And I drop my hand, I leave it like this, and I put a marble here, it's going to roll which way? Forward or backward? There is your diagonal forward, okay? That creates, if they love to wear their hair going forward, it creates more intensity of that color as it comes through the ends, right? Now, so here it is, diagonal forward, coming more towards it. But you can also see that I put in a diagonal backwards. Again, that's putting our arm up, and then I'm going to drop my elbow. Marble's going to roll which way? Backwards. What that is going to create is if they wear their hair backwards, it creates that intensity. Okay? But the cool thing is, if we mix it up, what you're going to get is where it pops. Sometimes it's really, really intense. Other times it just kind of fades in and fades away. Pretty cool? So that's what we're doing. We're going in and we're creating almost like a zigzag effect. So what I do is I take this, and then I'm going to take my clip, isolate it, take it. Now, also what I'm doing is I'm taking a slice. You can take what we call a slice skip. You can make it even more of what we call regular, more of a stitch. Now, I did this with a slice, and then some of them I did a slice skip. But there's another cool thing about this. If I look through here, guess what? I can see you, right? I'm serious. You got the joke. But here's the thing. When you guys are doing your sections, don't take more than 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, depending on how thick their hair is. Why? Because that will affect how you saturate the hair. If you take too much that you can't read the newspaper through it, I guarantee you, you're not going to get full saturation, and then you're going to get areas that maybe didn't lift up enough, or maybe not at all. So remember, you want to be able to see through it. Now, Darnell said a really cool thing about how he went in and then used his brush a little bit differently. And he came back in. Now, what you can do, again, just taking your brush vertically, I just went through and swept it in. Why? It gets it somewhat close to the scalp, but not a lot, so it fades in. That was very important for me in doing this, because I don't want it going right to the scalp. I don't want it looking locky or striking. I want it very organic. And you're kind of seeing that right now. Basil just brought up Sam Dia, and he talked about an updo, and he did this one, and I love the idea. We always have that after 6 effect, right? Where everything is like breakfast at Tiffany's, perfectly coiffed, right? But now it's like, let's have a more organic, lived-in look. So now they're doing these updos where it has a little more lived-in feel, not so perfect, and he calls it after midnight, right?
It's Vegas, baby. It's after 3 a.m.
Yeah, you know, that's when everybody's starting to go out. So I'm going to place one more on the side here, because I want to show you what we did up on top, and very importantly with the bang, because the bang, I think, really sells this. And it was something that actually Basil and I had to talk about. Basil, real quick, talk about the conversation we had about the bang, the whole bang area.
Yeah. That really important conversation we had.
All right, maybe it was important to me.
About the fringe.
Well, this whole fringe thing right here, we had this conversation. We wanted to see lightness come through.
Yes.
Now,
That conversation. Yes, I was there. So, you have somebody else doing your color, and you're like, it's great, it's awesome. Let's say, I'm sorry, you've done a highlight for somebody else, it looks perfect, you hand over the client to them, and they cut off all your highlights. So I had to be clear about Doug about where I was going to take her fringe to, because he was initially not going to take the highlight up far enough, and I knew I was just going to cut it off. So I had to give him enough information that he'd be able to do a great job of what he was doing. That was that conversation, right, Doug?
Yeah, it was a very important conversation.
Yeah, that was big. That was big.
Huge.
I remember that.
Earth-shaking. actually longer, so I was picturing, I didn't feel comfortable bringing all this blonde all the way up to the thing, but we had to make sure that how we cut it, where to get it, to make this fade in. So I had to take this up further, but what we did was, I did a little technique, we did some ombre. And ombre, how many of you guys are ombre? Anybody? How many have tried to ombre? Right? We're always trying, right? Doctors have been doing it on us for years. That's why it's called a practice, right? Think about it. But what I did was I would take a section, thin enough section, get this out of my way, and the first thing I did is I backcombed this. How many of you guys know how to backcomb? How many of you guys are backcombing geniuses? Here's the thing about backcombing. Watch what I do. I take my comb, I'm coming in up here, I go down, I take it out, back up, put it in, take it out, right? Because a lot of people I watch, and they just, and it's up, but try combing that out. You should be able to comb this right back out. Look at that. It comes right back out. So there's actually a technique. Don't backcomb what's already been backcombed. Say it with me. Don't backcomb what's already been backcombed. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to do this. All right. I've done that. I added a little sound effect to it. Now I'm going to come in. And I'm going to start, and I'm not, we normally want to start up here below. We're going to start down here. That's where my heaviest application is going to be. And then what do? I take this, go vertically. And I do that. It gives it a nice subtle effect. Here's the thing about foiling, guys. I want you to get on it. It used to be like, how many of you guys thought, like, because I know I did when I was in school, and I first did my first foil, I thought it was cool. It took me 3 hours, and 1,500 foils later, I'm like, nailed it. Right? Right? I'm like, yes, and I'm like, oh, don't go out into the electrical store. But we're not doing that anymore. Like I said, we want to see more of an organic feel. The other thing is, it's not about how many foils you put in anymore. It's about where you put them in. How you put them in, the angles we talked about, right? So I want you to play, and notice that we did verticals. Now up on top, all I'm doing is taking diagonal sections through the top, and I'm going to take it all the way from the right corner back, all the way to the left front. This time though, I'm only going to take what we call slice skips, and I'm going to make them kind of uneven, because I don't think the sun radiates down on you and gives you perfectly symmetrical highlights. And again, if I look through this, I can see you, right? So remember that. Keep that thin. So what's going on with you, Basil? What's happening over
Okay, I'm going to show you my back. I've just kind of gone through my clip, kind of bent my arm a little bit, so I want to go through some dots and just give it a little bit more shape. So you can see my back. It's nice, yes? I mean, there's three separate connections that are disconnected. All right? Now, also, what happens if somebody had really fine hair? What could you do? Okay, you can still do 3 sections, but maybe not go in as deep. Okay? Or maybe not go in as high. But you do want to elevate what? Above? Say it. Above 90, right? Because we want to keep it soft, yes? So you can see all the movement that I get through here. And you notice what happens is, by going through and leaving the extra length that's coming down here, and going through afterwards and cutting it, you can get a super, super clean line. You can do clippers, or you can go through with a straight blade, or you can go through with a razor, or you can go through with thinning shears. And if you're not comfortable with any of those, what would you suggest? A few more classes? Okay. So, do you remember on Felicia's hair what we did?
I do remember what we did.
I wasn't asking you, Doug. Okay, I was. Did I say, Doug? Do you remember what we did? I don't think I did that. Actually, let's do it, Doug. Doug in the front. around Melissa's face. So, using the same technique that I used on Felicia, I'm going to use the same technique on Melissa. I'm going to go through, part it, half rotate, vertical line, and it's going to hug right around her face. Sounds nice? So how many sections is that? Will you walk me through that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then it's actually like you consider the sides, not necessarily different sections. I mean, if you really want to cheat, make it seem ultra cool. Then it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, right? You'll also notice that look how much hair Melissa has. You see all this hair she has? Look at this. That's all the hair she has on her sides. Right? So this, I'm leaving alone. Because I'm not trying to create a mullet this particular time. Right, Melissa? We talked about that, didn't we? Yeah, she was like, please give me a mullet. And I was like, no, so I'm not going to do it. She was like, no, I won't do it if you don't do it. I said, please, Darnell will put highlights in. She was all right. Okay? Sounds good? So, walk me through my sectioning. Okay, I'm going to take a section. Pick my comb off the floor. This is very sanitary. I do this in the salon. Okay. I'm going to go with the just side part coming through here. I am going to rotate this up at a diagonal. Oh. So if I rotate this up at a diagonal, where's my palm? Yes, towards me. Yes? Coming up with a diagonal and turn. Yes? So you see my hair coming out here, straight down. Drop, and can you see that hugging angle? Nice, huh? Super fast. And see how that comes in through here? And you see the longer side. Yes? Sounds nice? Do you think it's something you could use? I like that. That's good. Alright, so I'm going to do this on the other side. Same thing. And my haircut, except for some personalization, will be done. Doug, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good, man. Awesome. So guys, real quick, I told you what we used on her new growth, which was 5BC and Color Fusion 20 volume to give it that pop. Now, after I did this, her highlights, we used Flash Lip. And I used 30 volume with it. Why did I use Flash Lip? I love the conditioning product, the properties of it. So the next thing I did is after it was all done, I went in, I separated her hair into 2 quadrants. How many? 2. Up and the bottom. The bottom I went in between the foils and I added 0.5 GC. Okay? 0.5 GC. 0 meaning no lift, level 5, gold copper. On the top part, I went through here and I added 0.7C. GC, I'm sorry, 0.7 GC. Okay, just to get a little bit more lightness through here. Because I wanted to keep her in the copper family. In doing that, so it's darker and then goes into lighter. Now, some of you, here's the thing. If you are one of these people, I'm going to turn you around, and you do this. All right, and I know you guys have seen this in the salon. Okay? Or you've seen it at school. Bear with me. Down here. Oh,
incredible, trendy, super things. It's unbelievable. However, I found personally, a lot of times, those clients aren't coming in every 4 to 6 weeks for haircuts, colors, and highlights. I found that when I first started working in salons, I was working in this place, this guy that worked at the desk wore a tutu and combat boots, played really loud music. It was really a lot of fun. It was great. Like I said, I really didn't know what I was doing. Making a haircut even, it didn't matter because everything was off kilter. Everything was heavily shattery. It wasn't really precision. So everything was great. I remember this client I worked on, I felt like things were a little bit off. And at the time, we had this room in which it had one of those, you could look out the parking lot, you could see out, but they couldn't see in. So I saw her get into her car and look up in her rearview mirror and start crying. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, this is great. So I had to start taking classes, and then eventually I moved on to a different salon, and I started to go for places in which it was a higher price point. And when you start going to things that are a higher price point, the little things become really big things. You get people that are coming in that are already pretty, have a beautiful color, and already have a great haircut. Most of the people when you start working in salons, they haven't had a good haircut. And you might seem like a star. That's great. You can use that to build your education and go forward. But at some point, you're going to have to learn how to do just basic, just beautiful work. So with Sherry, when she came in, I said, okay, we're just going to do just some beautiful little layers coming through here, you know, the kind that's very hard for you to get. She's like, find them. She's like, most of the time she goes into a beauty school because when she goes out to professional places, she's not getting what she wants anyway. So you will have to practice and work on your fundamentals and do basic work, but not necessarily. I mean, it's really your life to make it and express it any way that you want. But regardless of that, no matter who you work on, there's going to be a high quality expected the higher you go. Always. So you will have to practice. When you leave today, some of you will practice some of the techniques, some of you will not. We know that within 24 hours of learning something, that if you don't practice it, go over your notes, do anything, your retention nosedives. And then you can be like a hairdresser, who someone comes in, and you're like, hey, I've learned this great technique. Can't wait to try it out. You're interested? And they're like, yes. You're like, you know, I haven't practiced on anybody. I haven't done it before, but I saw somebody on stage do it. It was great. I was really excited. Can I do it on you and charge you full price? And that is what the majority of us do. I've been guilty of it. So if you're willing to put the time, effort in, then maybe, yes, you can have some good things happen on a consistent basis. So with Sherry, it's just that diagonal line coming down to a straight line. Above the head through here, we elevate at a diagonal, point cut in. Then I take out a little disc from the high point of her head to the connection point, diagonal, and destroy it. The reason why I do that is because it creates volume without it seeming like there's volume in there. It makes it seamless. And it doesn't make a difference whether somebody has curly hair or straight hair. The foundation is the same. It just comes down to the finish. Keep in mind with curly hair, when you release weight, what happens, curly hair people?
You get an afro.
Out it goes, right? So keep that in mind, what the texture is. Is that a bad thing? No, of course not. It all depends what you're setting them up for. So with Sherry, what I'd like to show you is how to do a proper ponytail. Does that sound nice? Okay, super exciting, so excited, cannot believe. Okay, so what we're going to do is, working with Sam's little Mason Pearson brush, great value as far as Masons go. It's not really a Mason Pearson brush, it's kind of like Kleenex. You know, Kleenex is a brand name. You know, but everybody calls anything that's tissue or Kleenex. It's the same thing, it's kind of like a Mason Pearson brush, but it's not the Mason or Mr. Pearson, okay? So what I'm going to do is, when I talked about blow drying in segments, there's zone 1, and that's the direction I want it to go in. So when you're looking at runway hair, flat hair, what you have to do is you have to make sure that zone 1 is all moving in the right direction. So if I'm putting a ponytail right here, where do I want all the hair moving to?
Right there.
Right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to apply guts, I'm going to blow it. I'm going to apply guts, I'm going to blow it. I'm going to apply guts, I'm going to blow it. Jenny is going to help me. Oh, Basil, I got to work by myself. I don't have an assistant. I can't have somebody hold my hair. Tell me, how many salons have you been in where you've seen other people standing around? Have you been in those salons? Trust me, just ask for help. The people that you work with will be your greatest teammates. They're not your competition. Build strong relationships with your coworkers. Building strong relationships, they're going to need something from you sometime. You can give it. They give something to you, you give it. Slide them some extra money. Give them a tip. You got a color correction coming in, ask for help. If you try to do it all yourself, it's going to be a journey unless that's your only client today. Sounds good? So then what I'm going to do is, once we get our ponytail, we're going to hook it around, and then I'm going to teach you how to extend the ponytail with a weft to make it look seamless. Sounds nice? Yeah, I like that too. Do we have anything to give away, Gloria? Is there anything?
We do.
Oh, all right.
Redken has donated some, generously donated some, in addition to the beautiful baskets that we have. Redken has also donated some awesome prizes, some products. So what we're going to do is we're going to call a raffle number for each campus. I'm obviously going to call Green Valley, and then Miss Marianne and Miss Billy. And what we're going to do is after we call your ticket, if you win, we're going to go ahead and put that ticket back in the bag for the grand prize, obviously, which is a basket. So I'm going to go ahead and call first for one of the Redken Cardiology products for Green Valley campus. And my ticket number is 4520540. 4520540.
All right, this is for the Aliante campus. Everyone got their tickets out? Get them out. All right, this is for ticket number 4520526. Here she comes. You know, anytime there's a photo op. We good? Okay. Summerland! Where are you? Yeah! This isn't for the big basket. This is for a small. Here we go. Ticket's gonna stay in though. No, I don't need glasses. I'm good, thank you. Okay, here is our number. I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to call the last four, 0515. 0515. 0515, last four. Yeah! This is for the Aliante canvas. Okay, roll it out. Oh, she's back. This is for, and I will only say the last 4 digits as well. 0662. Who are you? Oh, just tradition, come on down.
Okay, and we have the last one for the Green Valley campus, and that is number 0539. 0539. Push it. Well, it's totally, look at the draw. Yeah, I think that you should go play blackjack now.
Okay, guys, right back to Basil and Jimmy.
All right, so we're just going through, and you can see how it's already moving in the direction I want it to go into. You see that? You also notice the speed I'm moving. Going faster with your brush doesn't make it faster. You still have to just kind of slowly move it in the direction you want it to go in. So it dries all the way. Just have to practice with the heat. You also notice I've got a condenser on my dryer. Why do I have a condenser on my dryer? You notice that there's a little fan in here, and it moves like this. How do you think the air comes out? That's it. Hey. If I want to tease hair, what do? Hey. So what I want to do is I want to stream it, concentrate, kind of going in. And that's the reason why I'm using a condenser. It controls the air. And so I've already got the hair moving in the direction I want to go into. One more, let's see. So now I can put my ponytail in. There's 2 ways you can do it. Of course, you can use a band or something like that. I wouldn't recommend that. Have you seen those bands with the little hooks? Sherry? Have you seen those?
Yes.
It's a band. It's usually used in a lot of production work. You'll find people do different commercial stuff use a little band like this. They're great. They're kind of hard to find sometimes. Usually in LA, New York, Chicago, you can find them a little bit easier. I'm sure you can find them here in Vegas somewhere, or you can find them online. But what I prefer, and I'm using this just because it's like stage show, is going to a craft store and getting like an elastic band and using an elastic band. And what you do is you just wrap it, like I'm going to wrap this, around, and you secure it. You would take the band, if this was this, it would probably be about 10 to 12 inches long. You would secure it with your finger, like this, and then wrap it, hold it with your thumb, wrap it, hold it with your thumb, wrap it, and then just tie a little knot in there, and it will never come out until you cut it out. It's perfect, and they're very inexpensive, and it doesn't harm the hair. Okay, so let's get this going. And see how flat I can get it to her head? And it's all because the base is moving in the right direction. So with these, how you use them, you hook the head, you wrap it around, secure with my knuckle, wrap it around, secure with my knuckle, wrap it around, and then hook it. At this point, I've got this coming through here, and I'm going to create a braid. Just a regular 3-strand braid. Sherry's got a job. This is a very inexpensive weft. It's too west, and it's really not even that long. Am I right? So there's two pieces here, a light blonde attached to a dark blonde. I'm going to put my dark blonde up first, and Jenny's going to help me. What I'm going to do is take this, wrap it first on the end where the band is. Sherry's awesome. So I'm just going to take this band, hook it through the weft, and just push it in. And then I'm going to wrap it around like a barber pole. Up the string. And I keep on wrapping it up, going all the way around. Obviously, if I use a longer weft, I'm going to have a longer ponytail. But this is a great technique to use on somebody that has very fine hair. Okay, let's just... Ah, an answer. Love it. And Jenny, can you turn the flag around for me? Keeping the hair smooth, coming down through here. And some of your resources that you can find. Does anybody ever go to Redken.com?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, it's free, isn't it? How do you like it?
Love it.
I know, it's pretty great, isn't it? What about the break room? Have you ever gone to the break room? Yeah, so the break room is, it's a thing that Redken offers, which people can go through and just kind of post questions for any type of difficulties or problems that they're having. And a lot of the Redken artists will answer you. And it's completely free. The on-demand videos are free. The techniques are free. Did I say it was free? Not that. Oh, we got the texture on it? Oh, it's nice. Okay, it's great. Okay, so we've got a texture on it, right? Awesome. Okay, so I get up to the top through here and share it. I'm using a hairpin. I can also use a bob pin. Kind of the difference between the pins. Nice. You can also go through and take like a little hook on one leg. And then you can take a hairpin and you can slide in it and it doesn't come out as easy because of the hook. Nice, huh? Did you ever guess that was like a weft? See, a lot of times if you just try to attach a weft right at the base, it doesn't have the same natural feel to it. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of go through with a little bit of gel and just kind of mess it up a little. Because that's just right where I'm at. Right there. and we found my flat iron. A little twist. Slope it up. Add a little bit of drama. It's my theme song. So, when you graduate, does anybody have a job lined up? Yes? No? Okay, I know, it's hard to find work, right? You go in there with your resume. Let me show you. When you want to get a job, you go into your salon, look the owner in the eye, look great, smile, shake their hands, make eye contact, and say, I will do anything you want me to do, as long as it's appropriate. We'll have so many people come into the salon with their resumes, telling us all the things they can do. And I know you think you can do things, but trust me, you can't. You have to learn from the bottom up. And if you are that incredible hairdresser, right? You are incredible. You are incredible. You don't have to tell anybody. They'll know it, and they'll work you. We want people to be great. So yeah, bring your resume in, because everybody's interested in your work history. But so many people that I will interview that come in won't even smile. They'll come in like they're going to do laundry. Okay? I stopped somebody at the door, she's all coming in flip-flops, jeans, some tank top. It wasn't like she was all rocking some grunge cute, you know? Her girlfriend was just walking into the salon and said, I'll just wait for you here, don't worry. So, you know, being the caring person I am, I said to her, you know, I'm not going to interview, but I'll give you a tip. Don't ever bring in your ride inside. Just have them wait outside. I don't even know that. You know? And dress up like you're going somewhere. Like you can do something. No one's expecting you to be rich. You can wear the same thing every single day. That's okay. People come in every 4 to 6 weeks, they won't know. Okay? And the biggest asset you're going to have is your smile, your eye contact. Nobody's expecting you at this phase in your career to be perfect. We're just hoping that you're correctable. What do I mean by correctable? Yeah, willing to learn. You're trying to teach somebody something, and they just kind of look at you like, what? I do it this way. I learned how to do it this way in school. And I'm like, all right, that's great. Awesome. Okay, so then just coming in through here, and just making the ends look a little bit nicer. I like to secure the hair into the comb, because then when you move it, you go through the cut, you get a nice straight edge, and it works really well if your scissors aren't sharp, because the hair won't move. Okay, sure, thanks. So Doug did this beautiful color coming in through here. And she had that look in which it was shorter in the back and then longer in the side. We've been doing like a lot of point cutting and different things with the point cutting. So I wanted to give you something that was a little bit more precision based. Just kind of going through here and just doing some kind of little take on an old Sassoon thing. Super cute up, don't you think?
Yeah.
So it's all low elevation, strong perimeter cut, and then going in through a razor to get rid of the bulk so it's not too bubbly. I also go from the high point of the head, working in a triangle towards the face. The reason why I'm working in as a triangle is because as I go towards the face, I want to take less what? What's that?
Hair.
The head's right. I want to take less hair, right? And then what I'm doing is I'm elevating it, I'm actually wrapping it on top of the head. So I'm taking this section and I'm pulling it all the way back, and I'm cutting into it so I still maintain length through here, but I create some shorter pieces up at the top. And then, so Doug went through, what did you do with the color?
I won't bore you with the details. But what we did here is we created more of a wine film. Again, we created a shadow. Okay, so this time I went in with 03 VR and added 04 Violet. Why Violet? Because it's going to soak in some of the light. Then what we did was I actually created, taking some of those pieces on through to give it more of a shadow effect, and then the rest of it we did 05 RR with 20 volume. I don't know if you know this, but you can use Shades EQ cream with 20 volume. Why 20 volume? Because again, I wanted to see more pop through her red. So you mix it together with the violet and the red, and all of a sudden you get this beautiful wine, which also matches incredible with her personality and also her skin tone. Cool. Right? All right, thank you guys.
So I'm going through the texture iron. I've been using texture irons quite a bit lately. We'll also call them crimpers, am I right? But what's different between a crimping iron and a texture iron is our teeth are a little bit closer together. Chris Barron also has one, and Chris Barron's teeth are a little bit deeper. So sometimes when you have that really hard to crimp hair, Chris's is like pretty great for that as well. The point is that when you have hair that's fine, shiny, slick, it slides off of each other. And so it can't really hold anything. A lot of times when you're doing a ton of product, that can be nice for support, but long term it can make it kind of gunky. When you have textured hair, you can get a lot out of it because it just doesn't slide off of each other, so you get a lot of bulk. I would say that your hair is very textured. Am I right? See, right? And so you can see that it lays on top of each other, right? Your hair is silkier, yes? So it lays a little bit smoother. Her hair is very silky, so it lays a little flat. As I go through the texture iron through here, I'm going to get a lot more volume coming out of it. So Sam came up with this idea because he saw somebody, I think in Norway or Norwegian, this guy, all these Norwegians have these really shiny, skinny hair that slides off each other. And so this guy came up with this iron because it was a way to create volume. So instead of going through with a really radical technique, you can go through right at the base and just crimp up the base, texturize the base. And when you do that, the hair won't rub up against each other and you can get some nice volume. Sounds nice? So tell me, what are your hopes and dreams? I know, you get a little batty, right? I'll tell you what, I got something for you. Visualization. How do you feel about visualization? All right? Okay, I was reading this book. Yes, it's true, I can read. And it was talking about that the brain does not know the difference between a real memory and a fake memory.
Wow.
So, when you, not your intelligence, but your brain. So when you have a dream or a goal, what you have to do is you have to visualize it. Not only do you have to visualize it, but you have to feel it. You have to feel what it feels like to be a successful hairdresser. How does a successful hairdresser sit? How would a successful hairdresser breathe? What kind of car would they drive? Where would they live? Creating this visualization inside your head creates like a change throughout your body. And it doesn't make a difference whether it's real or false. You'll talk to successful people, Michael Jordan. He's missed way more game-ending shots than he's made. But he talks about his visualization. Now he's used it to propel himself forward. What I would suggest to you, as you embark on your career, and you get into a tough spot, because if you really push yourself, you'll be like me, you'll make people cry. You know? You will make mistakes. We have to pick ourselves up and go forward. I had a client almost beat me up as she walked out of the salon. Upset, mad. The next client that came in walked past her